Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Most welcome to Triangular Kamal Academy. Today I am going to discuss one of the most important topics for the students of class 9 and class 10, which is set and functions from higher mathematics. In this content, I will discuss board standard sum questions which usually comes from exercise 1.2. I designed here number 1 to number 10 question. This almost came in the different previous year, and some most important school and college in Dhaka city. So I think if you learn this question number 1 to question number 10, I think set and function full syllabus will complete within these 10 questions. So dear students, give attention. The first question, identify function from relation. We know all relation are not functions. So basically function is a part of relations, and I will discuss here. Already in my content you will get these types of answer in my lesson number 2, which basically are in exercise 1.2 question number 8. And the domain of a function, so in the relation we see there are different types of like if we see here the relation like this, 2 1 minus 2 3 and 2 5. So if we think this one is a relation, we see all first elements of the order pair are the domain, like 2 I think minus 2, and these are the domain. And because there are 2 repeating here, so just we choose here only 1 times, and range will be 1 3 5. So in a relation we see here the first elements of the order pair are domain and second elements are the range. So this is one of the most important parts. From the different types of mathematical or algebraic equations we will find domain, codomain and range. So one function, inverse function, onto functions, already we have discussed this one inverse, onto functions and graph of relations in our previous content. And so today I will discuss some mathematical problem which usually comes from the set and functions. So this is one of the most important part, how to find the domain. So domain, basically each and every functions has unique solution how to find the domain, but one function, inverse function, onto functions and graph of relations, almost number 5 to number 8 calculation step of the same. So if you learn how to find the domain, I think your 80% work will complete from this content. So now I will write here different types of functions usually comes in the SSC level exam. Number 1, or you can write like f of x equal to times of x plus 1, or number 2 f of x equal e to the power twice x plus 1, or number 3 f of x equal ln 2 to the power twice x plus 1, and number 4 f of x equal 1 by twice x plus 1, or number 5 f of x equal 1 by root over twice x plus 1, or number 6 f of x equal root over twice x plus 1. So we see here the 6 different questions, and the requirement is just find the domain. Domain equals to what? The first requirement, domain equals to what? And the second requirement, 1 function. Number 2, onto function. Number 3, inverse function. And number 4, graph of the function. Almost these 4 types of question are the same. Just if you do number 1 is show that 1 functions. The calculation process almost same in the 6 maths. And so if you know how to find the 1 function, inverse function, onto function, this number 1, you can do number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6 in the similar way. And this is also true for number 2, 4, 6, anyone. But the domain is totally different in these 6 questions. So first of all, you have to know how to find the domain. And you have to know basically domain will depends the identifications of the functions. If functions is identified with real number to real number, which indicate this is the domain of a function. This one indicate range of a function. Sometimes it's also identify this minus infinity to plus infinity. Or sometimes it's also, you can see here R2 like R plus, which indicate domain is real number, range of codomain is the positive side of a real number. So sometimes you can see here like 3 to 5 or 3 to 5. This also indicate 3 to 5. This is the domain part and this is the codomain part. So in SSC level exam, normally SSC level exam, we see the condition almost maximum times we see these types of condition, which indicate domain and codomain both are a real number. And sometimes the few cases you will see here like R plus to R plus. So in times of finding domain, and you have to give attention of the condition here. The first case you have to give attention the condition which are given here. Is it real number to real number or real number to positive side of a real number? So basically this first one indicate domain and this one indicate codomain. Sometimes in our country maximum is almost few students are think this is the range. Basically this is not the range. This is the codomain and the first one is domain, this one is codomain. Really you are thinking now what is codomain and what is the difference in between range and codomain. So just let's come, we see few example like this one, domain and codomain. Codomain A, B, C, X, Y, Z, P. We see here the image of A is X, B is Y, C is Z. Here X, Y, Z, P all are codomain, but X, Y, Z, these are the image of A, B, C. Now X, Y, Z are here domain. So basically domain is a elements of codomain. So we can write here dom is a subset or equal codomain. Sorry. So this right side design, this is the codomain, and the element those who have free image they are called a range. So here X, Y, Z are only range, but X, Y, Z, P all are the codomain. And when we see here both domain and equal codomain, then we say here this is onto function. So in onto case maximum times we see here domain equal codomain like this one. when A, X, B, Y, C, Z, each and every element has image here. So there is no any single elements which has no free image. So in this case, we can say here this is 1 functions. So one and keywords, how to find the domain. So now let's see and review our example number 6. We will review all questions from in open set like F are designed with real number to real number. So number 1, domain. We see here this is a polynomial equation. So f of x equal twice x plus 1 belongs to R if and only if twice x plus 1 is greater than or equal 0, or twice x minus 1 is less than or equal 0, or x is greater than or equal minus half, or here x is less than 1 by 2. So if you draw a number line here like this one is 0, this one is 1 by 2, or this one is minus 1 by 2, and this x is greater than or equal half indicate from half this is the right side, and this indicate the left side. So we get all numbers in a real line. So domain will be number 1 is equal set of all real number, or you can write here minus infinity to plus infinity. This one is the domain, and basically these are number 2, first one and number second one are the same. Domain will be real number. Because we apply here something negative, so it will give you the positive answer. So here range. Okay, later we will discuss how to find the range. Now give attention how to find the domain only here. Now give attention question number 3. Number 3 here, we see here like number 3, f of x equal ln of twice x plus 1. Just now give example, ln of 1 you will get 0, ln of minus 2 or ln of 0. You will not get here answer. You will not also, this will not give the right exact value. So this is when we see the ln positive functions, this will only give numerical value. Otherwise negative number and 0 will not give you the numerical value. So this is the elements of R if and only if twice x plus 1 is greater than 0, or we can write here x is greater than or equal minus 1 by 2. So domain will be dom x belongs to R and x is greater than or equal 1 by 2, and this is the domain. Now give attention question number 4. First write the question number 4 like here, f of x equal twice x plus 1. Just now give few example, right? 1 by 1, 1 by 0, 1 by minus 5. Here we will get here minus 0.2, minus 2.0. There will not, is the undefined, and this one will be 1. So we see in the fractions only in the denominator part, when becomes 0 we will not get any real number. So denominator parts in times of fractions never be 0. So domain will be here if and only if twice x, that means twice x plus 1 is a denominator part here, never be 0, not equal 0. So we can write here x not equal minus 1 by 2. So domain are all number except half, minus half. So dom will be dom x belongs to R, real number, and x, or you can write here x not equal minus 1 by 2, and this is the domain. Now give attention in the question number 5. But this is a fractions, but in the denominator part we see here the square root. That's why the both answer will not be same here. Okay, first write the example question number 5. F of x equal 1 by root over twice x plus 1. Okay, just review a few example. 1 by root over positive number 2, 1 by root over 0, 1 by root over minus 2. Just we will review our example with 3 different values. This one is positive number, this one is 0, this one is minus 2. We will get here real value. We will not get here real value because we know square root of 0 will be 0. We know square root of 0 will be 0, but 1 by 0, something to the power 0 will not give you the real number. And so when we will square root of negative number, it will give our the complex number. So we will not get also real number. So only positive number will be accepted. So we can write here this belongs to R if and only if the denominator parts in the square root will be positive only. No equal 0 or smaller than 0, only positive part will be accepted here. So or x is greater than or equal, x is greater than 1 by 2. So domain will be here, dom x belongs to R and x is greater than minus 1 by 2. This is the domain. Now give attention question number 6. Question number 6, we see here f of x equal root over twice x plus 1. Positive number, negative number, 0. This will give 1 point something real number. This will give complex number, not real number. There will also be 0, which is real number. So in terms of square root, we will get when the equation or the function or algebraic expression is the value of algebraic expression will be positive number, we will get numerical value. In times of 0, we will also get numerical value. But inside the root over, it will not be negative number. So only it may be positive or equal 0. So we can write here belongs to R if and only if twice x plus 1 which is greater than or equal 0, positive or equal 0, then x will be, so domain will be dom x belongs to R and set of all real number x is greater than or equal minus half. So basically we have discussed here 6 different types of question, and if you know how to find the domain of these different types of questions, so hopefully you can answer these all types of questions. And how to find the 1 1 on 2 inverse graph and the process of this one, and both all questions are the same, just the difference part is only domain, how to find the domain. Okay, dear students, now give attention, identify the functions from the graph. Okay, we will discuss some few graph here. Like the relation is given here as equal 2 3 to 5 2 3 to 5 minus 2 4. Just draw the point 2 3 1 2 2 3 2 5 2 5 this one, and minus 2 4, minus 2 4, minus 1 minus 2 and minus 2 4, this one. Now draw the graph here. What we see here, and these both are the same point here, like the value of x, that is the value of abscissa are the 2, and if we draw a parallel line of y-axis, how many intersecting points we get here? 2, that is more than 1. So this relation will not be function. Only the short technique, just draw a parallel line of y-axis, and if you get more than 1 intersecting points, then the relation will not be a function. Like, okay, we are going to give more example here. First example, the xy, this is equation of a circle. Second one, equation of a straight line, and third one is like quadratic equations. Number 4, equations of parabola. Number 5, the line which is parallel to x-axis, the line which is also parallel to, like this left side. And then, okay, first I will discuss the 6 types of questions. How many intersecting points you see here? The y-axis. And we see here 2 intersecting points of the graph and y-axis, so this one will not be function. Or if you draw a parallel line of y-axis, you will get here 2 intersecting points. That's why this is not the functions. How many intersecting points? 1. So this one is a function. Or if you draw a parallel line of y-axis, you will get here only 1 intersecting point. So this relation is a function. How many intersecting points here? Only 1. And if you draw a parallel line of y-axis, also you can see 1 intersecting points. This one will be functions. But we see here that this is the right side of the x-axis, and if you draw a parallel line of y-axis, how many intersecting points? 2. This one will not be a function. The relation is a parallel side of x-axis, and if you draw a parallel line of y-axis, you will get only 1 intersecting points, and there is also only 1 intersecting points. So y-axis intersect the graph at only 1 single point, or if we draw a parallel line of y-axis, we will get only 1 single point. So this one is also the function. And this is the right side, and if we draw a left side, how many intersecting points here? 2. This one will not be a function. Okay, let's review the more example here. Like this one first, or this one, or this one, this one, this one. If we draw a parallel line of y-axis, there are 2 intersecting points. This one is not a function. And if we draw a parallel line of y-axis, there are 2 intersecting points. But if we draw a parallel line of y-axis here, there is only 1 intersecting point. So only this one is a function. This relation is a function. These are not. And like this, this is the parallel line of x-axis. So if we draw a parallel line of y-axis, only 1 intersecting point. This is a function. Also, if we draw a parallel line of y-axis, only 1 intersecting points. So basically, the equation of a circle is not a function because we see here 2 intersecting points. Clear? So from different types of graph, we can identify which one is only relation, which one converted as a functions. Now I will discuss some mathematical calculations like this, and this usually comes in the question number C in a creative question. Okay, just I am giving only one example. You can do these types of question like y equal twice x plus 1, or you can write here y equal f of x. And so I will do number 1. So first you have to give attention, this is the inverse function. So before doing this one, and you have to find the inverse function, f inverse 3. Okay, from here we can write f of x equal y, or x equal f inverse y. And again considering this one, twice x plus 1 equal y, or twice x equal y minus 1, or x equal y minus 1, or divided by 2. The value of x is f inverse y equal y minus 1 divided by 2. Now changing the variable y to x, we will get here f inverse x equal x minus 1 divided by 2. Now just find this one, f inverse 3. So now f inverse 3 will be 3 minus 1 divided by 2. This one is 2 divided by 2 equal 1. Now as per as requirement given that f inverse 3 equal 3 times of f of x. F inverse 3 equal 1, and 3 f of x equal twice x plus 1. Now after doing calculation, just find the value of x. 1 equal 6x plus 3, or 6x plus 3 equal 1, or 6x equal 1 minus 3, or x equal minus 2 divided by 6 equal minus 1/3, which is our answer. So here this is the both are the same question, and we find here f inverse 3. Just you find here f inverse minus 3. Now do 3 times and find here. So these types of question basically comes in the board standard exam. How to find the different types. Sometimes they use here p of f inverse 3 equal f of x 3 times of p, then find the value of p. So dear students, I think now give attention to the range of the function, which is the finite. Range. This is the positive side of y, positive side of x, positive side of y, positive side of x, and okay. We see here the 3 example here. This is the right side of x and the left side of x, and if we apply here like this one is a 5, and if we apply here 6, 7, 8, then this graph is upward. So this in this graph indicate always the value is totally upward, and this side is totally downwards. So for greater value of x, we will get the greater value of y. For negative value of x, we will get here the negative value of y. So there is no any limit. So we can write here range is also minus infinity to plus infinity, and domain, that is the value of x, which types of value you can apply here, or that means which will be input here in the function. So you can write here domain will be minus infinity to plus infinity, that which indicate any types of value in a real number you can apply these types of functions. So this graph also indicate this is the maximum value of y, but there is no any boundness here. So which is the maximum value? If we write here 1 and this is the 2, which one is the maximum value? So if we imagine the graph is and gradually expand, and the right side of the x will gradually increase and left side is also gradually decrease. So there is no any limitation for the x, so domain will be domain will be all real number or minus infinity to plus infinity. There is no any restrictions or limitation. But we see here the maximum value in the y-axis is bounded as a 2, but minimum value is not given here. So we can write here range of the function will be 2 minus infinity to 2. So minus infinity is open and 2 is closed, which indicate 2 to minus infinity. Minus infinity is closed and open and 2 is closed because the maximum value is 2. Okay, give attention here. The next one. We see here, like we consider here 3 0 and we consider here minus 3 0 and this is 4 0 4. Okay, give attention. If we apply here the value of x more than 3 like 4, then we will get the value here. If we apply here 5, then like if we produce this one, we can produce this one. So from x side we can gradually increase the value of x, then we will get the positive value of y. And if we reduced the value of x, then we also will get the positive value of y. This graph indicate. But which is the minimum value here of y? Minus 4. So range will be minus 4 to plus infinity. Minus 4 is closed and minus 4 is closed and infinity is open. So this indicate this the one side closed and which is the negative part of y. So this indicate from y-axis you see here the minimum value of y is minus 4 and maximum value is not given here. It's completely depend on the x. So here any types of value we can apply here. So that's why we can say dome is minus infinity to plus infinity, but range is minus 4 to upper side. So from different types of functions you can identify domain and range. So domain basically depend on the axis, which types of value you can apply in the functions and which outcomes usually you will get, and this one indicate the range. So range of the function here, this one, and domain. So actually it's called the process how to find the domain and range. Like if you write here f of x equal twice x plus 1, which types of value you can apply here, and this is called the input, and which outcomes you will get here, and basically these are the range, and which is outcomes always range, and input which types of value of x you can apply here, and this one will be the function and the domain of the function, and outcomes always will be range. But when the function is given like R to R, this indicate this is the domain and this is the codomain. So dear students, hopefully you understood how to find the domain and range of a functions from the different types of graph, and how to find the value of x from inverse functions and mathematical calculations. In my content, I think this is the lesson number 12. In the lesson number 1 to lesson number 11, I have discussed academic content from exercise 1.2, question number 1 to question number 12, question number 16. So hopefully if you want to learn successively one by one topics, you should give attention from lesson number 1 to lesson number 12, and then give attention to the board standard questions, or you can practice some board questions which are almost given in the test paper. So thank you very much to enjoy this tutorial. If you have any question, please do comments. Hopefully see you again in the next tutorial. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.